News.
One person died, another is in critical condition after a plane slammed into a Santee neighborhood this morning.
Let's return to 10 News reporter Jared Aarons, who's beginning our team coverage from the scene. Jared.
Vanessa, Jason, quite a tragic morning here in this Santee neighborhood. This is just off of Roan and Paseo de los Castillos, where a plane crashed into a house just down this street. There is a cul-de-sac around that corner, and that is where the plane crashed this morning. 2 people were on board. We have learned 1 person died and another was critically injured and taken to the hospital. You can see in this footage from Sky 10 the condition of the plane. We know that it hit 2 cars as it crashed and also crashed into the home at 9552 Corte de la Donna. The plane landed upside down and was leaking fuel. Hazmat and police and sheriff and fire crews got here. The 1 person who died was pronounced dead at the scene. Again, another person taken to the hospital. We've talked to several neighbors here this morning who all say they heard explosions. One neighbor told us, though, that he saw the plane coming down and knew it wasn't going to make it back to Gillespie Field.
I heard a plane sputtering badly. So I looked out my bedroom window and he was banking around trying to make a U-turn heading back to the airport, but he was dropping bad. So I could tell he wasn't going to make it. The only question was he going to hit the field or the houses? So I heard the bang. I went up on my roof and I could see where the smoke was starting to come up. So I got in my car and I drove down the cul-de-sac, and he had plowed into the driveway right in front of a house, hit the back end of a gray car, ripped the rear end off the car, pushed into a truck, pushed the house and truck into the neighbor's house. There was an RV between the houses. They were in the process of backing that up. And somebody was out there already with a garden hose on it, and everybody was waving and screaming and on their cell phones calling 911.
We saw lots of people out here after the crash, all trying to figure out what had happened. I'm joined now by somebody who lives a couple of blocks away. This is Kerry Nichols. Mr. Nichols, you recognized the plane when you saw it on TV earlier today. What can you tell me about that plane and what you've seen from it earlier this week?
Yeah, the last 3 days he's been flying over really low and really fast, and we've noticed him. I live up on top of the hill on Altozano, and it was frightening to see this thing fly as low as it was. So,
have you ever seen that plane before this week or seen it flying that way?
No, never.
What was your reaction when you saw it earlier this week? Did you do anything? Did you call the tower, anything like that?
No, I did not, and sometimes I do, but I didn't this time. I had to run out, but I usually do when they're flying that low. But he was going extremely fast, and it just seemed like that. He was going someplace fast, and then he was doing touch and goes, and so that's what I've seen the last 3 days. It's very, very loud and very, very low.
And how does that compare to, this is a very busy airfield. I'm sure you see lots of planes coming and going. The way this plane that you saw was flying, how does that compare to other planes that you've seen and heard over the last few months or years?
Yeah, I've never seen one fly that low before. And I've never seen them fly that fast. Usually they're a lot higher up, but they go right over our house, so we know exactly the sounds of who's doing what. But his plane was very, very loud, which means he probably had a bigger engine than most. I don't know.